Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play of Spellforce 3. I'm IVATOPIA and this is episode 140. Okay, we left off last time. Basically, we've been in a coma for 5 weeks. We've apparently been enhanced power-wise. Oh, apparently, last time I thought I let level one, apparently I missed him for some reason. So I have to level him quick just. We then got a place viciously attacked as the guy who I did think I could trust. Surprise, surprise. Directly killed my mother in front of me, but now I find out we may have a chance to save her. And then she tried to wipe us all out, and we just fought off desperately, and I used almost all of my revival chests but one to get through it. And now we're at the point where, as I say, I've got to level him quick, because I thought I did last episode, and then have a chat with everyone what to say before we move on. So my stuff back now. Oh, they are, cool. Oh, the old Great Axe Chieftain, executable. Ah, good, all my things are back. My side quests. Good, I thought we lost all them. Yeah, got my side quest back. Okay, let's do him first. Oh, it's just that I didn't do, okay. That's probably best, because you're my tank. Okay.
Ah, Tahar.
Yeah, Tahar.
Never mind.
Something on your mind?
Well, maybe.
Yeah,
Remember when you asked me about Rain? The other gifted shaman from my tribe.
Yeah? What about it?
I want to talk about it.
Okay,
I'm not supposed to, but I don't know. I trust you, Tahar, and I've kept silent about this for far too long.
Yeah, tell me now.
Zarek's fangs, this is so silly. I feel like a damn child.
Spit out already. You don't have to.
I'm not forcing you.
Right. Where do I start? Before becoming a shaman, every disciple has to go through a trial. The Iron Trial, as it's called. I told you that I did most of my training in solitude, didn't I?
Yeah.
That wasn't true.
Oh, you did with him?
5 years after I entered disciplehood, another orc was accepted by my elder. A female named Rain.
Okay.
She was 2 years younger than me.
August Shamis were all males.
I thought only male orcs can be gifted.
No. It's just that for female orcs, it's even rarer to have magic.
Okay.
Which is why there are close to no female shamans.
How did you get along?
Well, at first, I was a complete dick to her.
What?
I was jealous and feared for my position. However, she never took offense by it. She fired back at me when I got childish, but at the same time never lowered herself to my level.
That's good.
As the years went by, we became friends. And no, there was no courting or mating involved, if that's what you're thinking.
I said wasn't,
She was
but okay.
more like a sister to me, and one who, unlike my true kin, understood me.
Okay.
Those years in the Orcish steppes, they were special. We spent days, weeks out in the wild, doing whatever our elder tasked us with. And though it was hard, there was beauty in that. We just had this connection between us, this trust.
Sounds like friendship to me.
Sounds like friendship to me.
Yeah, friendship. I never had a connection like that again, and I rarely talk about it. One time I did.
Friends.
The orc I told it to laughed right in my face. He thought it was ludicrous, a male spending time with a female who wasn't his mate.
Why?
Stopped laughing when I broke his nose.
But he did.
Something happened.
Probably good from his nose there.
Yeah, the trial did. The sacred test every disciple has to take before he or she can become a shaman. Our elder sent us both at the same time, which was unusual. But of course I was relieved. There was plenty of talk about the Iron Trial.
Did
And
fight
I was scared.
Feel about it. What did you know about the trial? How do you feel about it?
How did Rain feel about it?
Same as I. Believe me, Tahar, only a fool would have entered into the trial with a smug smile on his face. We knew what was ahead of us.
Did you know about the trial?
What did you know about the trial?
Rumors. Shamans are forbidden to talk about it. But it was known that only half of those who take it return at all.
So what happened?
So it's basically combat.
Zarek's fangs. I can't believe I'm telling you this. I'm breaking my oath.
I won't tell anyone. I'll do anything you would regret.
For what it's worth, I'll keep silent about it, I promise.
I know you will, Tahar. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We weren't told much about the trial. Only that we'd have to venture to a cave, far up in Bar.
That's gonna be like a death
They
trial.
also didn't tell us how
back.
to get there. Only that Zarek would guide us. And he did. After a week of traveling, we found it. It was a strange place, Tahar. I saw that right from the beginning. The entrance looked like a mouth. The rocks surrounding it like the bones of an old, forgotten beast. And the stalagmites like hundreds of teeth. But of course, we went in. We had to.
What did you find?
A giant hall. It was as mesmerizing as it was unsettling. There were murals and carvings all over the cave walls. Old glyphs that I'd never seen before.
Shaperglyphs.
Shaperglyphs, maybe.
No, not Shaper. They looked as if the Guardians themselves had carved them into the rock.
Interesting. What else was there?
Nothing. That's what baffled me. Apart from those murals, the hall was completely empty.
It's basically a battle arena, isn't it?
And for some reason, the ground in that hall was completely smooth, like polished stone. There were braziers, one in each corner of the hall, and they were burning brightly. Rain was as confused as I was. But nonetheless, we entered the hall. And that's when the trouble began. Because all of a sudden, the exit was gone.
It's only gone once you die.
No magical noise, nothing. Just in that moment when we looked the wrong direction, it disappeared. And instead of it, we were looking at another wall.
Is that even possible?
How is that even possible? Maybe it was an illusion.
That was our first thought too, but it wasn't. That new wall was as solid as every other rock in that hall.
Strange. What did you do?
Well, after we calmed down a little, we assessed our situation. We figured that this was the Iron Trial, and that it was our task to find another exit. So we started looking. But it was pointless. There was nothing. We couldn't even hear the wind anymore. For the next 14 days, we were trapped. We couldn't make that wall disappear, and no matter how long we studied the glyphs, how long we prayed, nothing happened. On the 5th day, our provisions had come to an end, save for half a skin of water and a handful of jerky. On the 8th day, it was all gone.
Blazes. How did you survive?
I'm getting there.
Once you died, didn't it?
As you can imagine, the thirst was the worst. It drove us mad, and we searched every corner of that goddamn hall for just a drop of water. Not that we hadn't looked before, but as you know, hope dies last.
Yeah.
Have you
Hope
ever
it
had
wasn't.
thirst, Tahar? Real thirst?
I'm trying to think. Because I've been dehydrated, so I guess yes. But I'm thinking about his character. He was in coma. But then he's using fluids. I was going to say yes, because I have been dehydrated in my life, and it's horrible. Probably not to the extent he was. Because after I was puking up, got some water down me, and then I felt better not long after that. Where his was probably a lot longer than that. So yes.
Yes.
Then you know what it feels like. On the 11th day, Rain and I were puking our guts out.
Yep. Yeah,
Our
puking.
skin had literally started to crack, and I felt as
What
if
was
I
cracking
was
though?
burning from within. On the 12th day, we were only an inch from death. That's when the dream came.
A dream?
Yes, a
because the
shared
one's
dream,
dead.
almost like a vision. We were still in that hall, Rain and I, but we were out of our bodies, floating like spirits. At first I thought we had died, then I saw what was different. The floor was full of blood,
Yeah, it's about
and that blood was burning. The murals and glyphs had started moving, twisting, like shadows dancing on a wall.
Kill her, use her blood.
That's when I first understood what they were depicting. For some reason in the real world, I'd never been able to.
What did they depict?
It showed what was expected from us.
Kill each
what
other.
we had to do to get out. Sorry this isn't easy. I've dreamed about those weeks ever since. But telling someone, it feels bizarre. Zarek demanded a fight.
Oh, listen.
Either one of us died by the hands of the other, or we would die there together. The Iron Trial. We were never both meant to pass.
That's why he picked them together, because they get on so well, and they thought it was weird, male female not meeting. So we'll send them there, only one of them come out alive. Doesn't surprise me.
Truth be told, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have surprised me either. But for some reason, I don't know. He had known Dahar, our elder, our master. He had known that it would come to this. Yet he still decided to send the two of us out at once.
So you fought each other?
No. Trial or not, I would have rather died than done that.
She killed herself.
And that's precisely what I told Rain. A god that demands a man to kill his own sister is not a god that deserves worship by anyone. But Rain wouldn't have it. She claimed that if both of us died, both of our lives would be wasted for nothing. I got angry and asked her if she meant that she wanted to fight me.
She commits suicide.
She said no.
I don't understand.
Commit suicide?
She wanted me to kill her.
Oh. That's
She
kind
told
of
me that
suicide.
she was already too weak to make it down the mountain anyway. But that I could still make it. Believe me, Tahar, if there had been any strength left in me, I would have punched her just for suggesting it.
Do you ever consider sacrificing yourself? You're here.
Did you ever consider sacrificing yourself?
No. I know it makes me sound like a coward. And maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't. But the sane part of my mind still believed that there had to be another way. That all this was just some cruel joke. And the cave we had found maybe wasn't Zarek's after all.
And yet, you're here.
I am. I should have known before she even did it. She always had to have it her way.
She commits
No
suicide.
matter the price.
Or
It
died in your soul or
happened when I
something.
was asleep.
Told you. Took my
She
dagger.
took my dagger from its sheath, put it into my hand, and drove it through her throat without hesitation. When I opened my eyes, her blood was already all over my face. And as if Zarek had been watching all along, the wall disappeared. No noise. Just like that.
Wow.
The wind was back, and it was raining outside. The first time in
Get some drink.
months. I like to think that she saw it before she died.
Did you make the descent?
I did. There were berries in a mountain goat that had been hit by a rock slide, right next to the exit. It was so absurd I almost had to laugh. When I got back to the Elder's shack, I screamed at him, then broke down and started to cry. He just listened. In the end, he told me that we had both known what had been at stake. Yet we agreed. Choice and consequence. He made me a shaman the next day.
Okay, my only thing is, like, she could have just took this thing and just killed herself. But maybe she thought if it wasn't by his hand, the door wouldn't open. So it was like cheating him, so I guess to stop that risk. If she didn't think that, then she was a little bit selfish by making him kill, because now he's got to live with that the rest of his life. But if it is, like I said, under the situation, well, if I just slit my throat, their god or whoever's controlling this thing won't open the door because we cheated, then he's going to die anyway. This just guarantees that it's from his hand, so they can't say we cheated. Hopefully that's what she was thinking. That's cruel. Do you blame yourself sometimes?
Do you blame yourself sometimes?
Of course I do. But ultimately, it was her choice. And all I can do to honor her now is to respect it.
So stay alive.
That's cruel.
Maybe. But without cruelty, there isn't life. Don't you too send brothers and sisters into battle, Tahar? Children, fathers. You do it because ultimately, you believe the outcome will lead to a world more desirable. It was the same with Rain and me. We wanted to be shamans, Zarek's chosen, and we both paid the price.
I see.
There's one more thing. Remember when you asked me why I feel the way I do about our culture? Why I think we orcs should strive for more?
Yep.
It's Rain who made me realize that. Most orcs would have fought each other in that cave, to the death.
You didn't.
She didn't.
You didn't either.
Instead of submitting to her primal instincts, she made a sacrifice.
Makes
One
sense.
that I could have made too, if I hadn't been such a coward. Blazes, it feels strange to have told you all this,
He's over there listening to the whole thing.
but I don't regret it.
Well,
You've
thanks
done
for
over here.
trusting me with this, Gore.
Yeah.
Let me have some time for myself right now,
You
alright?
should go shapeshift to Tribe Eater.
I need to think.
Tribe Eater. Is that a new skill tree? Where? Okay. Oh, here, Tribe Eater. I need a point. What does it do? Each Tribe Eater transforms into a Tribe Eater. Oh, cool. Hopefully, next time he levels down, what? Shouldn't be too long, hopefully. I can give him that. I'll touch you last because I feel you're the one we need to advance the quest.
Got it.
Where's everyone else? Can I chat with her? Is anyone else in here or just back to normal spots? So yeah, so Dwarfy's gonna be up here. Everyone else gonna be outside, I guess, then.
Let's see.
Ah, I was hoping you'd come by.
Good.
That was quite the surprise visit, wasn't it?
Definitely.
The Harbinger couldn't have picked a better time for his attack.
I guess you could say
Don't
that.
say.
How's your injury? That blast from the barrier looked quite painful.
Oh yeah, she was down
Blast?
to that.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm as good as new.
That's good.
One of the perks of being a light mage.
Nice.
Tahar, I'm sorry. For everything.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, what you discovered in that dungeon. I didn't see that coming, honestly. I mean, I'd always felt you were different, but an experiment of your father?
Yeah, I
I would
didn't
have
see
never
that.
guessed. And now that bastard Lacane took your mother. It's just... one tragedy follows another.
We'll get
Now I
back.
feel almost ridiculous thinking about my supposed problems.
I don't know what your problems were, to be honest. Because I said, when I had the gap in between playing this particular one, but the story was a year for me. And I can put that down to him being, you know, he's been unconscious for 5 weeks. So I don't know what my problems were. Still save her. Okay, it's to save somebody. Bit of normality would be nice for a change, I'm fine. Yeah, we can still save
We
her.
can still save her.
Yeah, I know. And we will.
Yeah.
Blazes. How crazy does that all sound? A half-shaper whose mother's spirit has been stolen by a religious fanatic.
Very crazy.
If all this weren't actually happening, I'd think I'd be watching a bad play. So you'd definitely be the tragic hero in this. And I don't envy you.
But normality would be nice for a change, I'm fine. Problems are always subjective. I definitely try to...
Problems are always subjective.
I guess they are. Tell me, Tahar. If you had had the choice, would you have wanted to know? About your mother and how you were born?
Yes? About you, would you want to know who your mother is? So I can ask that and I can go to pick one of these, can't I?
Well, what about you? Your father also never told you who your mother was. Would you want to find out?
Good question. On the one hand, yes, I think I would. But then again, I never made any serious efforts to find out. I guess in the end it wouldn't have really mattered. She is dead, I know that much. And whether she was a priestess of the White Tree or a slum dweller, it wouldn't have changed the fact that she wasn't there when I grew up. But you're a different story. Your mother is still alive. And she's a shaper. I mean, doesn't that change everything?
A little bit.
Would you really have wanted to know?
Yes? Always better to know the truth. It doesn't matter, probably not. It's always better to know the truth.
Yes. It's always better to know the truth.
Is it? Sometimes I wonder if the truth doesn't just make it all worse. Anyway, Shaper or not, it's good to have you back. Honestly, there were times when I was worried you wouldn't ever wake up again.
I'm touched.
You better be. Anyway, in case you were wondering, I'm not planning to leave now. If you need my help, I'll be here.
Good. You just stay, you know that, right?
You don't need to stay. You know that, right?
What you say, but you don't need to.
Our work with the Purity is over, and nothing's stopping you from going back on the road.
Safer than mage murdering Lightbringers, right?
Yeah.
Look, unless you want me to leave,
No,
I'll
I don't.
stay, and I'll fight. And no, I'm not trying to sound heroic. Apart from the fact that there's worse company than you, the dwarf, and the others we picked up along the way, I can't just stand by and watch while those bloody fanatics do their best to plunge this world into yet another war.
Good. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Iria. I really appreciate it.
Iria.
Great. And now that we've got that out of the way, you should get some more sleep. You still look like a walking corpse. Don't make a habit out of it. I'll talk to you later.
Will do.
Okay, let's go to Dwarfy, shall we?
Understood.
Because hopefully I can hand him half of these side quest items and he can be a lot stronger with all his armour. Did she by any chance unlock any of her tree for me? No. Locked. So I've got his locked, available. I want to get this. Like I said, the potential's here now. I can see why they've given us so many of them potions now. Because the stuff changes and the route you went down, maybe not what you want to do later on. So,
to this day,
I like that.
the Shaper's magical and technological
Okay. I'm a little dwarf. So we spoke. Well, not outside. The time before. Actually, last time we spoke too, we were getting really upset with each other. I just realised. Because he was like, I'm always here for you. And then, okay, I want to talk. What do you want? I'm busy. So I was a bit upset with him, so I did take him on the mission. And then when I woke up after being unconscious, we didn't help him, we get on well, and then we found out he's controlling people, and my guy's really upset with him for doing it. So they can't
Well, Tahar,
we was arguing.
thank Nihal if you're awake. For a while, I wasn't sure you'd make it. How do you feel? Out on the battlefield, we didn't really get the chance to talk.
Confused. That's been nice asking me. Confused. I'm alright. Took my mother.
I just found out that my mother is a Shaper, and that she's still alive. And now Rondar Lacane took her. How do you think I feel?
Bad, I assume.
Yep.
Sorry, that was probably a stupid question to ask.
Don't
It's a
worry, Mike. I
tragedy.
just ask you questions all the time.
The
So.
purity on the loose, with the power of the Archfire in the Harbinger's hands. Who could have seen that coming? For what it's worth, I'm sorry I had to go through this. I truly am.
Had my doubts about that. That's true. Didn't I say from the start? You know, I don't trust him. Even his followers like, I don't know if I trust you or not. And I think even cool one bit in episodes that I can't remember there's that thing. It was like trust or trap. I think I called it because I didn't know if I trust him afterwards. Okay, I now trust you, but I don't trust the guy you follow. And so yeah, that's right. I always had my doubts about him.
I always had my doubts about Lacane.
100%, I did.
Only I didn't expect this to happen.
Well, I didn't expect that we would go this way the way it
Be
did.
that as it may, all
Have
that
the mother
matters
kill my
now is
mother?
that we stop him. What about you, Iskrim? I doubt whatever bargain you struck with Lacane still stands. You're still here, so I guess you aren't planning on leaving.
Me? No, of course not. Where would I go, Tahar? There's no way of knowing what the Purity would do if they caught me. He wanted to kill you, so maybe Lacane doesn't want to leave any witnesses. Not to mention that we're still in the ancient Shaper city, full of marvels waiting to be discovered.
So you're happy? The game is more, we're at war. I drove to see it that way.
Well, I'm glad you're able to see it that way.
A frown hasn't helped anyone yet, has it? There's, one more thing I wanted to ask you. It's about your mother. About Andra.
What about it? Ask.
Ask.
I'm not sure how to say this, but she was a Shaper.
Yes.
A living Shaper.
Yeah. She's not dead.
Don't talk about her as if she's already dead. Lacane only trapped her.
Of course. Sorry, I meant no offense. See,
What's your
Tahar,
question?
all tragedy aside, you have to understand how fascinating this is.
Okay.
A Shaper who survived through the aeons.
Point being.
And as if that weren't enough, you even turn out to be related. I have
Exactly.
so many questions, Tahar, so many questions. Iria said that the moment Andra and you melded, she made you see something. Fragments of her past. Now, I can't help but wonder, what was it? Did you see Mullendir in all its former glory?
See anything? This is their own time.
I didn't see anything. It's more like I suddenly have that sense of familiarity.
Yeah, you screamed.
Especially here.
But that's even more exciting. She must have transferred some of her memories onto you. I wonder if that's part of this melding ritual. Look, Tahar, I'm not sure how to say this, but how would you feel about it if I examine her? There's so much we could learn from her,
What?
even if her mind has left her body.
What? I'll only examine her personally if she gives permission.
What do you mean by examine? We're not talking about a dissection, are
What are
we?
we talking about?
What? No, of course not.
You mean well, but you're taking it too far.
It's Grim. I
She
just
gives
lost
permission.
my mother. The last thing I want to talk about right now are medical examinations on her body.
Yeah.
All right.
She gives permission when she's back.
I understand.
You can examine her, that's it.
Sorry, Tahar. I meant no offense.
You gotta get permission from her.
I think I should get back to work now. I'll see you around.
Sheesh. I just suppose you can take any of the side stuff I came for. Come here.
Tahar, may I help you with something?
So I was saying to you about the Shapers. I'm still trusting in how you end up. Is there anything I can say to give him the extra pieces? And anything about the new ruin? So you really are an archaeologist. What do you think of Hamber? Well, we have any link to that. I guess we don't have enough pieces for him yet. No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Holy fudge, that was very colourful then. So got the angle like weird. Ooh, that's what I wanted to check.
Will do.
Zoom in. Oh, it just pushes me out here. I was seeing if there was going to be any inside things. No, it just pushes out this one, doesn't it? I'm curious about that now because of all that from before. All that dev stuff sitting there. Okay. So I guess we need to go out. I was hoping they would all start trusting me and I can lock all their things, but apparently it's going to be late for them. But I guess it makes more sense to trust you at different times. You know, I do personally feel like him and her, because this is really the order I got him in, isn't it? Him and her should be the most trusting. Him, then him. And I could understand him not and him that you. Maybe not her yet, not her, but if he's doing it, whatever. I guess it's just different ways. Okay, like, I guess I should talk to him. We'll probably go outside and talk to the other son. You know what, we're at 20 minutes, so I think we'll have to end the episode here and have to chat with him next episode and hopefully advance the quests. I've been IVATOPIA, you've been awesome, thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, that good stuff, and next time we'll chat with him, and if you haven't already, put some comments, share this video, and once again, subscribe to the channel, and watch more stuff on the channel. You've been awesome, thank you very much. Bye everybody!